Greetings and welcome. I hope that you are all doing well. We're going to talk about the book These Fleeting Shadows by Kate Alice Marshall. And it starts with this: I promise to tell the truth, but first I need to lie. And it turns out that quite a few of the characters in this book are lying, or at least they are pretending. What's the story? Helen Vaughn is returning to her family's ancestral home, the home where she was born, Harrowstone Hall, or less formally, Harrow. Her mother Rachel and Simon, her mother's partner, accompany Helen. Rachel and Helen have not been to Harrow for 13 years. Back then, something happened and they left. Helen cannot remember what happened, and Rachel refuses to speak of it. Now Rachel's father, Leopold, has died, and they are returning for his funeral. When the will is read, there is a surprise. Helen has inherited just about everything, including Harrow itself. The only stipulation is that she must remain there for 1 year. Helen decides to stay and inherit, but Harrow is a strange place. There are rumors of girls from the nearby town who disappear. There was an incident in the past in which students from that town snuck onto the grounds and then they ended up turning on one another. And Helen has her own experiences. She's having nightmares. She's awakening to find dirt on her hands, knowing she's been outside but not remembering being outside. She gets sick and she can hear voices, namely her grandmother, her Uncle Caleb, and her grandfather's brother Eli, discussing her, but she can't make out what they're saying. Then she starts losing time. She can't remember days that everyone else can remember. She even sees people who aren't there. If Helen is going to survive, she will need to uncover Harrow's secrets. The book is described as The Haunting of Hill House meets Knives Out, and that's not far from the truth. It has a definite Gothic feel, and there is something strange about that house. What are other books to read for a similar experience? We're going to look at books that have similar Gothic vibes or A Bid for an Inheritance. Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig, and it's described as a quiet YA horror novel and a mesmerizing and chilling fairy tale-esque novel. Ellery lives in an isolated community surrounded by an impenetrable forest. She tends her family beehives and watches and takes care of her sisters. Early settlers to that community had encounters with monstrous creatures in the woods, and the rumors are that the creatures are still in the woods, and that keeps the villagers close to home. Strange activities plague the town, and something is wrong. The creatures are real, and they offer to fulfill the residents' deepest desires in exchange for a favor. The creatures hide their sinister intentions, and Ellery finds herself in a race against time to save her town, her family, and those she loves. Small Favors is a novel about what hides in the shadows of the people you think you know. So, The Inheritance Game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and here I have the second book, The Hawthorne Legacy. I've discussed this one before, but it fits in so well with the book being about a bid for an inheritance that I'm including it here today. Avery Grams is planning for a better future. She'll finish high school, get a scholarship, attend college, and get out. Then she'll escape the life that she's stuck in. But when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies, Avery learns that she has inherited his estate. But Avery doesn't even know Tobias Hawthorne or who he is. To get the inheritance, she will need to live at Hawthorne House with the very relatives whose place she inherited in. There are riddles and puzzles to solve if Avery hopes to survive the year. And we've got one for the younger YA group, and it's the Cassidy Blake series by Victoria Schwab. And here I have the second book in the series, Tunnel of Bones. Cassidy Blake's parents are a ghost hunting team, but Cassidy is the one who really sees ghosts. Cassidy has been seeing ghosts since she almost drowned about a year ago. She was saved when she was pulled from the river by Jacob. Cassidy and Jacob are now best friends, but Jacob is a ghost. This second book takes place in Paris, France. Cassidy and Jacob visit famous sites, but Cassidy senses something wrong. She discovers that a poltergeist may be behind it. Cassidy and Jacob enlist the help of friends, old and new, to help the poltergeist remember who he is. And I really like that each of the Cassidy Blake books includes a map of the city that they're in, and the places they visit are on the map. So Tunnel of Bones takes place in Paris. There's Paris, and there are some of the places that they visit. And there we are. I hope that you will give one or more of these titles a read. We will return next week when we'll talk about the book Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. I hope you will join me then, and until then, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read. And thank you.